So, it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video. I think it says on my YouTube about a year. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know where I plan on going with this. I don't know if this is going to be like a video vlog series or whatever, but I think I've said it from the beginning. I hope these videos, whatever I'm feeling, there's somebody else out there feeling the same and they can take something away from this or they can relate to it. Either way, not my house, because I had to come to town, but my house is not really a safe haven since my dad has been home for a year out of the nursing home. So I figured I'm waiting out here in the Walmart parking lot, waiting on him to get whatever he's getting. And, yeah. So, I kind of I knew I wanted to make this video for a couple of days now, and I had an idea of how I wanted to start it, but I don't know where I'm going to go with this and stuff. But I guess my subject for today is suicide and stuff. So the other night on Netflix, well, when I say the other night, it was like last week sometime, but anyway, the other night on Netflix I was watching, I Am a Murderer or something like that. And the very first episode was this woman who was arrested for killing her boyfriend. And she says that he told her that he wanted her to kill him because he was suicidal, but he didn't want to kill himself. He didn't want to do it himself. And the detective that was on the show giving his story of his recounts and stuff said, I've never heard that in my life. That's the biggest load of crock, blah, 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 blah. Well, I will tell you right now that that detective has never experienced the thoughts of suicide or knows what it's like to be suicidal, or he might, but because I am suicidal, I want to die, but I don't want to die by my own hands. Like, it's hard to explain because I wouldn't want to use a gun because I wouldn't want whoever finds me to have to experience that and be haunted with that for the rest of their life. I don't really have enough courage to take a fistful of pills. I tried that once. I woke up the next day and was sicker than a fucking dog for 2 days. I've always been a cutter. I've always turned to cutting because I don't know if you guys were ever told this or whatnot, but pain takes away pain. If your foot's hurting, pinch your finger because then you'll focus on the finger pain, not the foot pain type of thing. So that's why I always cut, is because cutting would take the pain away from my everyday life. Like, it would be something different to focus on. To be honest, I mean, if I could convince somebody to kill me for me, I mean, that necessarily wouldn't be an ideal way to go, but I honestly rather Mother Nature take her course and hurry up and fucking take me, to be honest. And if you're watching this and you sit there and think, this girl needs to get help, we need to contact somebody to help her, I see a psychiatrist 2 times or every 2 weeks, okay? I do. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and like, perfect example is, I mean, I'm making this video at another good time because my boyfriend that I've been with for going on 8 months just dumped me last night, like 12 hours ago. And no, it'd be a little bit over that, but he just dumped me last night. And to be honest, I knew it was coming. For like the last 3 months, he didn't act right. He didn't act like the same guy I met in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, he used to tell me how lucky he was to have me, that he was lucky that I even touched him. Hold on. So, I don't know if this is going to work or not, because I started making another video, and then my father called me from inside Walmart, saying that he was almost done getting groceries and checking out and stuff. And when I answered the phone call, even though I paused my recording, it stopped it, shut it off. So I found this thing to where I can put together clips to make a movie in my video editor thing. So I'm going to try to put these clips together so it will make one complete big video. I was talking about before he did call, like, perfect example for this video today is like for borderline personality. Like, my boyfriend, like I said, been together going on 8 months, and he dumped me last night. I knew it was coming. Sorry. Knew it was coming. Something just hadn't been right with him for like 3 months. Like, he didn't talk to me the way he used to. He used to tell me I was beautiful. He used to, like, want to see me. Like, we went a month apart seeing each other and stuff. And he used to tell me, like, he was lucky that I'd touch him. He was lucky to have me. And then all that just stopped. All that just stopped. And, like, my birthday was 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't a small birthday. It was a milestone birthday. Like, I just turned 30, and I figured I'd wake up to a happy birthday, I love you, because ever since his birthday, he told me, you just wait until your birthday. You just wait until your birthday. You just wait. But I didn't wake up to that. And then I decided to play the waited out game to see who would text who first. And I gave in at 3 o'clock, and I texted him, and then he did text me, and he said happy birthday, but I ignored it. He did get sick with the stomach flu that's been going around and stuff, but just not waking up to some sort of acknowledgement that he loved me, just, it ripped me apart. Like, it destroyed me so bad. So bad. And this, him leaving, it hurts too, because, to be honest, in my whole life, I've never been so certain about somebody. Like, I've never been so certain that I was meant to be with somebody, that somebody was right for me, that, because I've been in my I've been in my fair share of relationships. I've been in my fair share of, like, people talk to me for a month, and then I'm not good enough for what they expected, and then they just stop talking, they disappear. And just something about him from day one, just, it fit, it made sense, you know. And it's just, he really was he was my best friend. Like, it hurts. But, like, I actually, once back in March, when I realized, it was before my birthday, when I realized that, like, my gut feelings are right, that it's getting close to the end, that he's not going to stick around much longer. Like, I cut myself for the first time in a while. In a while. I think the last time I cut before last month was August or July of last year. So that was a long time. And to be honest, like, I went into Walmart to get me some stuff, but I'm just so depressed I don't even want to eat. I got me some chocolate covered pretzels, and I got some honey mustard pretzels, but I'm not even hungry. I don't even want to eat them. And last night, like, I'm on duloxetine for my nerve pain and stuff like that, and I wanted to cut last night, but I guess I've just gotten cutting it. I'm more sensitive to cutting now, like, where my nerves are fucked up and stuff like that. It still helps, but at the same time, it's not just the feeling of cutting it, just, it's not comfortable anymore. So I took a decent handful of duloxetine, and they're 60 milligram pills last night, and I think it was about close to 500 milligrams or something like that. And apparently you can overdose on 1,000 milligrams. And I read that before I took them and stuff, and I just thought, well, if it works, it works. Because I know it said signs of an overdose with duloxetine was vomiting, seizures, like a capuchin coma. And I started vomiting last night. I started vomiting really bad, and I didn't have anything in my stomach to puke up. But, I mean, here I am, still. And the reason why I went ahead and admitted that is because my pupils are still fucking huge. And I had to walk around a Walmart like that, and I'm not a crackhead. But, you know, in all honesty, experiencing all the pain and having such a soft heart, like, I have a really tough core, or a tough exterior. Like, I could be cold-hearted if I need to be, but that's not, I know what it's like to be hurt. I've been hurt all my fucking life. I mentally can't stand being hurt anymore. Physically, I can't stand my physical hurt anymore. And to be honest, I can't stand the world hurt anymore. Like, I had to unfollow my local news channels on Facebook because every time that I got on Facebook to look at my news feed, it would be like, 6-year-old found next to meth and heroin, 2 adults found overdosed in a car, just a whole bunch of shit like that. And I can't stand it. I can't stand seeing that. I can't stand hearing about it. The bad in this world, it just seems like it's getting worse. And the reason why people want to commit suicide isn't because they're weak. I've been suicidal since I was 16. And here I am, I just turned 30. And I still have that sliver of hope that it will get better one day, that I won't be in as much physical pain. My mental pain will not be as bad. Like, so I will finally, this is hard to say because I had it. I just literally had it. But find somebody who helps my mentality, that helps my mental pain. Like, one day I was upset with him, and I was driving down the road to his house, and like, I was really upset with him. But as soon as I came up over this little hill, and my brain seen where I was and how far away I was from his house, something in my head just clicked, and it was like all my upset and anger with him just disappeared. Because I was like, oh, I'm going to get to see him. I can't wait to see him. I haven't seen him in so long. But people that are suicidal, it's not, to be honest, you people say that you want to help people who are suicidal. Yes, you can shove pills down our fucking throats and our faces until we turn blue. But that's really not going to get rid of it. It will always be there. You're just creating a zombie to where they can't think or they can't function. And to be honest, everybody's thoughts are different. So me personally, as a suicidal person, I rather just let us do it. Let us do it. If that's what we want. No, you can't understand it. No, you won't understand it. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you don't understand how much pain we're in. Or like, how, like, for the last 2 months, my mental pain has been excruciating. Has been so bad. I've overate. I went from overeating to not eating, back to overeating. just, you have no idea. I mean, if you know, then you know. But if you don't know, I'm just hoping that this gives you some sort of insider on it. Because I understand that there's a stigma with suicides. And I understand that people, like, they just don't understand why people do it. This up here, I've said it for years now. This up here is your own worst enemy. And I'm not even joking. Because even though, like, I could see the differences and I could see the change, part of me was still like, hopefully it's just my guts. Or hopefully it's just, like, all in my head that I'm over imagining things, like, stuff like that. Because that's how my brain's always done, is override 100% like 100 miles an hour. Okay, I am home from Walmart and got the groceries. His groceries unloaded and some pellets that we bought for a pellet stove. But I don't know what you could see in my last videos. But like I said, my plan is, because this is my third one, that I'm going to put them together in this movie thing that I found on my video editor. And you can pick more than one clip to put in, and I guess it makes it longer. I don't know. But, so, what I was saying before I had to go, like, being suicidal and stuff, like, just, I know for some people it helps to, like, help us, because you feel like somebody last night told me that I was put on this earth for something, like, something special. And I was like, if continuing to get hurt and let down and being taken advantage of, like, my ex didn't take advantage of me. But, like, past friendships or past relationships I did, like, my ex, Jake, I think I talked about him in one of the first videos. Like, I got him a gun cabinet because he needed one. He wanted one. But when I showed up with it, it was ugly. He didn't like it. But, because to be completely honest, I have learned, I learned this years ago, that if you don't create any expectations and you don't have any high goals or hopes, then you can't be let down when they don't happen. Like, I know it's sad to say, but, like, I've literally been let down by everybody in my fucking life. I don't even know my mom. Like, I know her first name and her last name and where she lives. I know she had a kid after me. He's friends with me on Facebook. He believes my father is his father. But my father tells me that he's not his father. My father's let me down my whole life, to be quite honest. Like, there be stuff that he was supposed to do, he never did. Stuff like that. Verbally and mentally abusive. My grandparents were the only saints in my life, to be honest. And like I was saying, like, your mind, I've always said it, your own worst enemy is your mind. And mine runs like 1,000 miles a fucking hour. Like, I feel so guilty. I can't do nothing about it now. But I feel so guilty about how I treated my grandmother when she was alive. And it's not like I beat her or stuff. But, like, we couldn't even sit down to dinner at the kitchen table for 5 minutes. And we'd already be arguing about something. We couldn't get along. And I regret that so much. And, like, to be quite honest, like, there's a lot of shit. Like, when I was in elementary school, it was 5th grade, I think, and we was doing that, like, learning about, like, our bodies and, like, if you see something, speak up type shit, like, sexual abuse, stuff like that, all that stuff. Or if somebody's getting abused. Well, I went to my cousin's down the road, and I remember that, like, my older cousin was her arm was in a cast, and I was like, what happened? And they was like, oh, Dad held her down and broke her arm. And I was really gullible as a kid. Really gullible. I guess that's why, like, you could literally tell me the sky's gray right now. I'm like, no, that shit's fucking pink. But, do you know where this is going? Like, I went to school the next time when we had that class, and because it literally talked about abuse, like, physical abuse at home and stuff, and they was like, if you see anything, say something. To this day, I don't remember my cousin saying that it was an accident, that my cousin and my uncle were wrestling around. I don't remember that at all. But yeah, so I told the teacher, and for years, my aunt and uncle were mad at me, and to be honest, when I say that was years, I mean that was like 15 years ago or more, and it still bugs me to this day. Like, he'll drive down the road while I'm mowing or something, just to go to the field across, or his field across from mine, and it'll literally just hit me out of nowhere, like, fuck. See, that's the thing, like, it might be the bipolar disorder, it might be my anxiety, but, like, I just, like, if I've done something bad, or I've said something, or it lives with me, and it eats at me. That's why, like I said, I'm in so much mental pain, because my ex, like, that sounds so weird to say, because to me, he's not my ex. Like I said, he was that piece of the puzzle that fits. Like, even he said that at one point, and to be honest, it was true. It is true. It is true. But, like, he knows a woman. They know a lot of people, to be honest. Like, they know everybody. I wish that was an understatement. But he knows a lady that works at the doctor's office I go to, and he called me a couple weeks ago, and he's come home from work, and he was like, did you call your doctor's office last week? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, we got a family friend that works there, and she said that you was rude about some medicine. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, I didn't call about medicine. I called about switching rheumatologist, because I don't like the rheumatologist I see. And to be honest, like, I've only seen him once, and like, but anyway, and then I was like, second of all, she can't tell you that I called, that she can't disclose that. And then he went, oh, she didn't tell me. We was talking about relationships, and she asked me who I was with, and I said your name, and she just got like a sour look on her face, like that or something. And I was like, that bugged me, because if it's the lady I'm thinking about. So when I called, I said I'd like to schedule a rheumatology appointment, and she said, you have to have a referral. Okay. Like, for some reason in my brain, when I feel like somebody's being hostile toward me, or getting aggressive toward me, or they get rude toward me, something in my brain clicks, and it's automatic, like, what you just gave me is what you're getting back, type shit. And I was like, I do have a referral. I have seen this doctor before, and to be honest, I want to switch. I don't like him. Like, it's not, I don't go out of my everyday life to be rude to people. For some reason, I've always just been, what you give me is what I return. So, if I think you're being rude to me, I'll be rude back to you. Or if you start being mean to me, I don't know why I'm like that. Like, I asked him one day, actually it was that same day, because it really upset me. Oh, that was the day before my birthday. Because I ended up calling my therapist to schedule an appointment, and luckily enough he had at 2 o'clock that same day. And then I went and took my friend Courtney, and we went up to a place here in West Virginia called Canal Falls. But it upset me so bad, I cried in the shower, and I scheduled a therapist appointment. But I called him back, and I was like, do you know what it's like to be, you know that there's something wrong with you, but you don't know what's wrong with you? Like, yes, I know I have borderline personality, whatever, but, like, that's not it. Like, I don't think the borderline personality is what, I think that's, I know I have PTSD, and I feel like that's more of a PTSD thing, because it's fight or flight. So, but I feel bad about that, because I didn't mean to be rude. But if it's this other lady I talked to that I called it's the same hospital, just a different location branch. And she was like, oh, they have an agreement where you can't switch. Like, I got upset, but I didn't feel like I got rude with her. Like, I did that first one. Because I was like, oh, that just sucks. Does he have any retirement plans? Because, like, I know he's getting up there in age. And, like, I was sad and I was upset, but I don't feel like I got rude with her. But, so little stuff like that just eats away at us. Like I said, that happened in March, and it'll be 5 years down the road or something like that, and that'll just randomly pop up in my head, and that will bug me. So, I know that you guys want to feel like you want to help us. If you want to feel like you're helping us, like, if we tell you that we feel lonely, we don't feel appreciated, we don't feel like we're wanted, make us feel that way. Like, though I like to stay to myself, and I like to stay home because I don't really have money to spend and stuff like that. Like, sometimes I still like to go out. Like, my therapist asked me what would make me happy, and I said, to be honest, like, I told him in a perfect world, even though this isn't the perfect world, so it's not going to happen. I was like, me and Zach get married. I help cut hay. I take my camera and I take my truck. I go out on the road. I go photo rodeos and shit. I come back to help with hay again, and I'm home for a week or two, and then I go back out on the road and shoot rodeos again, and then I'm back for the final cutting, and then I'm home for the winter or something. Yeah, see what I mean? If you don't create expectations, or if you don't create dreams, then when they don't happen, you can't get crushed. Because I legit, like, that was my idea of the perfect thing. I marry him. If they need livestock hauled, I do it with my truck while I'm heading out west. And then when I come home, I pick up cattle or whatever they wanted to bring home when I came home to help with hay. I guess you could say I thought I had it all planned out. I thought I did. But, you know, like I said, life just isn't perfect. So, I don't know if I need to go anywhere else with this conversation. Like I said, yeah, some of you, I've only had like 2 people watch videos, so I don't think anybody's gonna watch this one. But if somebody does, and y'all are like, oh my god, that girl needs help, like, no, not really. Because I'm still alive. Like I said, I've been suicidal since I was 16. I'm still alive. I haven't killed myself. Because there's a part of me that still holds on to hope and pushes for hope, and that thinks that things will get better, that things will change. But then, like I said, turn on the news or I get on Facebook and I see mother beat toddler to death, or it's so discouraging, and it's What, to be honest, what is our world coming to? What are we coming to? What are we coming to? What are we doing? I just sucks. I don't get it. But like I said, I think this is going to be the end. Like I said, hopefully the movie creator thing that I think will work. We'll put all the three together that I made. If not, then I wasted like 30 minutes making this shit and I'll just have to do it all over again. But I know it's such a cliche thing to say, but be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. Because I always try. I personally always try to wear a very strong face. I try not to let what I'm going through show. But I'm at a point in my life anymore to where I just can't. I'm tired. I'm worn down. Like, I told somebody, I was like, it used to be when I was younger, I would fight for anything. Anything and everything. Now, I just want to fly. I just want to run away. I still have fight left in me. But it's not nearly as much as it used to be. It's because I can't stomach it. I can't emotionally deal with it anymore. Why? What's the point of keep fighting? Like, time and time and time and time again, you think that you've done everything right to make the people important to you happy, but it's not enough. It's never been enough. It's never going to be enough. And it tells you that you're not good enough. Yeah, okay, somebody out there down there. I'm not talking about just relationships. I'm talking about like your family too. And like, I learned at a very young age, like when I say very young, I mean very young, that blood might be thicker than water. But do you know what happens to water or blood when you get water in it? It thins it out. And that water could be anything. It could be money. It could be people. It could literally be anything. Blood don't mean anything nowadays. It really don't. And I mean, to be honest, the only reason why I convinced my grandfather to leave me the house, my house, his house, is because I was 100% sure that my father would have sold it without any hesitation and not gave a shit where I ended up to live. I still feel like if he would have gotten the house, that's exactly what would have happened. Like, Saturday, March the 6th, I hit a deer with, this car. And, as soon as I pulled in the driveway here, I was already calling State Farm, trying to set up everything, like, to fix it, to get it towed to get fixed. Like, I was taking care of it all, because, you know, I'm the one that hit the deer. I fucked up. It's my responsibility type thing. And I told him about hitting the deer, and I'm a fucking fuck up. I paid the deductible, and then I paid for 2 weeks of the rental truck out of money that I was supposed to be setting aside for my own personal truck to get fixed. But I'm the type of person that whatever I break, I honestly want to fix. I want to take care of it. Like, I'm pretty sure I've talked about my ex Josh That's the one that I was engaged to, and he like he would track me on Life 360, constantly accuse me of cheating, and then he was cheating. Well, anyway, I'm the type of girlfriend that like I didn't want him to have to get off work, come home and mow. So I secretly went over there and showed up, and I started mowing his mom's yard, and the mower got a hold of a rock, and it broke one of her outer pane windows in her house. I had to go get gas from town, so I went to my bank and I got like $150 out, something like that, to give her to pay for her deductible. So I mean, I take responsibility for that. Like, first time mowing it, and like I still feel bad about that. I really do. I feel bad for a lot of shit that I've not intentionally done, but have done and have no control over. So, yeah. Anyway, I still got a bag of pellets to take in, and bet the dogs are wondering where I'm at. Oh, well, I don't know if I haven't watched any of my videos I made before, but my female German Shepherd had pups back in January, and I got one pup left, and I want to keep her. At the same time, like, I feel like if I found somebody that absolutely, like, if I found somebody that needs her, like they're in a dark spot like I am, and they just need that love and companionship, then I'd let her go. But anyway, yeah. So I got 3 German Shepherds in the house. She's only 3 months old, but she's mouthy. But anyway, I hope if anybody does watch this, it reaches you and you can relate. No, you're not the only one out there.